Hi, you guys. Thanks so much and welcome back. I'm back out here walking on the trail. Very crisp, super crisp Friday. You guys, if you have not made your wish, please go ahead and do so. You know how we like to start. Gonna jump into the content momentarily. But the Spirit put it on my heart very, very strongly to talk about how issues around neglect and abandonment can destroy your life. You guys, many people are living substandard lives, debilitated because of a refusal to deal with abandonment and neglect issues. I don't want to get off on a tangent here, but I'm going to say real quickly, this life, you guys, is going by in a blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye. I'm witnessing people miss out on the pure, simple pleasures of a sunset, a sunrise. Makes me think about if you have sampled a triple chocolate walnut cookie at Panera, hello, is that not worth living for all by itself? Really? Seriously, you're laughing, but you guys, when you're stuck grasping with these mental health issues, various other issues, you can't get a quality of life to enjoy the simple things. Really, and that's where I want everyone, just enjoying the simple things, the silly things. I mean, we have enough time to be serious, but wow, I like to really get into it and just laugh and enjoy. Can't do that if you are torn up dealing with neglect and abandonment issues from the past, guys. So lean into the content. I want to share some heartfelt messages with you today. I was talking to a gentleman recently, early 40s, lovely individual, very talented, super talented in so many ways, so many accomplishments. But there's one area that has really flanked him and caused him a lot of heartache, heartbreak, and a lot of dismay. And that's the area of relationships. And as he described it to me, Sheila, as soon as I've had just a string of relationships, I do hope to settle down at some point, but the problem is, as soon as I just get the hint that something could possibly go wrong and this person could walk out of my life, I just blow it up. I blow it up. And I've done it repeatedly. And I end up in the same place every single time. Some of them have been wonderful people, beautiful people. Something could have definitely worked out by now, but I keep blowing it up. Why? Get a little bit further into the conversation, and he shares his mom abruptly left the family when he was 4 years old. He went on to struggle. He struggled mightily just to come to terms with it. Remember being at his friend's house, their moms being so sweet, so kind, warm environments, and it was a trigger for him. Why don't I have it? Why was I cursed like this? And just now, at this stage in his life, he's making the very appropriate connection that early abandonment really set him on a path for some heavy duty programming around relationships, around security, around what is safe, what is not. So intimate relationships, friendships, forming them, love partnerships can often be very, very challenging for people who have dealt with abandonment and neglect early on. In short, what this man was dealing with was some heavy duty reactive attachment issues. And you've heard me talk about reactive attachment in some of the other videos that I've done. And quite frankly, reactive attachment is getting into these behaviors. You know what? I'm going to get rid of you before you get rid of me. So you can imagine going through life with this emotional baggage and being that guarded and protected. You're going to end up blowing a lot of things up. You know why? Because people are imperfect. People are going to let you down. It's inevitable. And it doesn't mean they're horrible. It doesn't mean they're bad. Some of the best people that you meet, you're going to get into conflict. People are going to fall short. And the difference is someone with unresolved is a key word I'm going to use here, guys, because mental health issues resolved, you're golden. You're golden. It's just that simple. I'm dealing with the problems that can result because we have not had the come to Jesus moment of, you know what, I need to clean this up. This stuff pretty much is going to take me out. I've got to get this cleaned up. Until you get into the resolution stages, I'm sorry guys, but the tail is wagging the dog. The tail is wagging the dog. And you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself if you think you have real traction and you've got this stuff going on in the backdrop. It is a lie. And many people do not get better. They do not enter the very deep resolution stages because they will lie to themselves about what is really going on. I want to talk a little bit more about the fallout. It's kind of a checklist of what you want to look for to know if you are deeply impacted by abandonment and neglect issues. Some of the other behaviors that you will see creep in is a pervasive, just a chronic distrust, a chronic, debilitating distrust of people, waiting for the shoe to drop. That's a sure sign. That is something that often results from being let down, usually early on, in such a painful way. Unrealistic expectations, waiting for people to prove themselves above and beyond what is appropriate for the situation. I cannot tell you how many clients I've worked with over the years, and from time to time, I'm a human being. Things come up, and I may need to reschedule a meeting or an appointment. And one would think that the earth opened up, and the skies fell with something as slight as needing to cancel an appointment, or you didn't get the call at exactly 5:03 p.m. It's unfair, it's unrealistic, and people cannot sustain, and they cannot help you, work with you, share life with you in any capacity under those conditions. So a great many people who are acting out the pain and the wounding of early abandonment, and I'm not going to say abandonment just has to be early, because you could be in a relationship and someone can pull the rug from under you if you're 30 years old, and that's going to be challenging for you. And hopefully you will get the help that you need to work through that because it can happen later in life, and if you don't resolve it, you're going to be living out the wounding of an abandonment issue. That's why I'm adamant. I am literally adamant. And I will say it till I'm blue and purple in the face. You guys, when dramas and traumas happen in your life, stop, heal, and get help. Well, Sheila, it happened at a point in my life where there were people around me. They should have got me help. Well, guess what? If you're at a point right now where you can dial the phone, get on YouTube, read some books, start meditating, you're in a position now to heal and help yourself. You're absolutely in that position. I want to say something to you about this is a very insidious way that abandonment issues really destroy people's lives. Follow me on this one because this is very nuanced, what I'm about to share with you. I've seen a great many people who struggle with abandonment issues. They get squeezed from both sides. They get squeezed from both sides on these issues. I'll tell you why. It's because there is a chronic quest, constantly feeling like they're on a quest to fill that void. A needy vibration can emerge. Stay with me. Don't leave me. Looking for love, looking for relationships, looking for affiliation, looking for those feelings of comfort, sometimes in places that are not healthy. So they get squeezed that way because there's the pressure of always looking, wanting, striving to be a part of, correcting that original wound, that abandonment, fill the space. But on the other end, I've seen again and again folks who have been maltreated and abandoned. I've seen them be very reluctant to leave toxic people, toxic circumstances. Why? Sheila, I'm not going to be the one who does the abandoning. I can't abandon them. I can't abandon this situation the way that I've been abandoned. But they're bad for you. This is not good. You're hurting. You're being hurt every day emotionally and in a lot of other different ways. But that would make me someone who abandons. I can't inflict that pain on a person or into the energy field. So do you see what I mean? It's very nuanced. But this is a real phenomenon, and I have to share that nuance because I feel once you step into the know, the power of understanding why you do what you do, folks, that's a clear path out. That's a clear path out of dramatically changing behavioral patterns. Truly. So I want you to understand that once the abandonment issue becomes global, and you really assign this energy to all areas of your life, you can be squeezed coming and going. You know, one of the reasons I can go so deep inside this work is some of what we talk about in neglect and abandonment. Certainly, this has touched my life, guys. So I do have a frame of reference. On how debilitating these issues can be. But I will tell you what's really been a game changer for me is realizing, I mean, we can be under the delusion, and I know the word delusion is a strong word, but I'll tell you why I choose to use that word. Because we think people, if we meet the right person, surely that's going to fill me up. It's just about meeting the right person. And then we jump from the right person to, surely, if I purchase this amazing house, that's going to fill me up. And then that doesn't do it. well, maybe it'll be this drink. Maybe it'll be sex. Maybe it'll be something else. Surely that's going to fill me up. And that's going to fill the void. And you guys, none of it works. Absolutely none of it works. And you discover, what am I left with? How come nothing is filling the void? Nothing is working. I'm trying to feed that void and that wounding that resulted from the abandonment and neglect. You guys, I say with all sincerity and from the bottom of my heart, people will not fill that. Food will not fill that. Shopping will not fill up that void and heal that wound. Because I've seen people, money, they have all of that, still suffering, still hurting. What could it be? What's missing? You guys, I would offer to you that a deeply connected, beautiful relationship, beautiful rapport with the creator of all creation will heal that. God, it will heal that. We are wounded because the things that can happen to us in this lifetime sets the perfect conditions for us to completely forget who we are. We divorce ourselves from our glory, from our divinity, from the divine blessed protection, and we start to believe, oh my God, I am that helpless child that my mother abandoned. Never mind that I'm 42 years old. I have programmed myself to be that helpless child. And heaven help me that if I get into this relationship and I'm abandoned in a similar way, I'm not going to be able to make it. So then I go on this path of adopting very poor behaviors. I go on this path of protecting myself at all cost. I wall myself off from the good people I could potentially meet as well as the bad people. And then I end up with a shell of a life. And I wonder why I feel this way every day. You guys, and this is really what it boils down to. It's heavy, it's very heavy patterning. And I'm going to talk to you about some solutions and what you can do to help yourself in just a minute. But you cannot help yourself if you don't identify. If you don't identify the pattern and the dance that you are engaged in. And I've seen over and over again, people will create. I know a woman a few years ago, fantastic guy, spending some time with her, enjoying that time. What does she do? Way too early, as they were building their rapport, just getting to know one another, she comes out of her bag, wanting to have these very heavy-duty conversations about where things are going, this, that, and the other, became very clingy with this person. And what do you think happened? Scared him away. She was well on her way. Everything's on track. Just scared him away. If you are not careful in dealing with these issues around neglect and abandonment, you will create, single-handedly, you will create the very circumstances that you so dread. I've seen it over and over again, because why? You will manifest that which you fear most because you're thinking about it most. Again, it's the tail wagging the dog. So I want to get into some solutions, something that is extremely helpful when you're dealing with the fallout of abandonment and neglect issues, is sitting down with yourself, which we don't do often enough. Is sitting down with yourself and allowing yourself for an extended period of time to truly assume the observant position. This is not where you are judging yourself, where you're being harsh with yourself, not at all. You are literally, just like you're watching a movie, just like you would watch a movie play, you're kind of sitting down, looking at the scenes of your life and going over how these unresolved issues have damaged your life, have damaged your relationships, and what this will do to you. Assuming the observant position, it helps you really to clearly identify the pattern, to clearly identify the dance that you're involved in. And that really is the first step to breaking that up and getting some momentum going in a direction that can likely serve you a whole lot better. You know, I know, I'll speak personally for myself. It was a mega aha moment when I stopped. You know, everything that I talk to you guys about, so much of this work has been transformational for me as well. It was an aha moment when I stopped and realized I had a very specific pattern. It was a pattern around overdoing, doing too much. You know, we talk about that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. I ended up with a hyper fawn response. You know, I have to be the one in every situation to make it okay. You know, this has to work out. Or what does that say about me? Can you imagine coming into your friendships, your love relationships with this mentality? It's very dangerous, guys. It was a very dangerous time. Very debilitating and dangerous time in my life. And what I told you to do, I just sat. I sat down and I literally saw myself. And it was like, what the hell? What the hell are you doing? What are you doing to yourself? What are you doing to your life? We have to turn this around. And you guys, thank you, Jesus, just by really up-leveling my life with so much of the work that I share with all of you. Thank you, Jesus. Pattern broken. Very healthy around those areas at this time of life. But it really required the kind of being transparent and the kind of truth with self that so many times we turn away from because we don't necessarily like what we see. But folks, I truly encourage you. I truly encourage you that if there's any just residual effects, any damage from abandonment or neglect, stop and heal it. We can heal from everything. We can, even things we feel are impossible. You just have to want to. You have to want to. And sometimes we've sat with these issues so long, we've taken on a victimization role. I'm the victim, woe is me. And that's another thing. When you heal, you cannot heal and simultaneously be a victim at the same time. I don't like those. I don't like victim. I don't like wounded warrior. I don't like. No, healed. I'm healed. Having fun, healthy, whole, happy, enjoying life. Give me that label. Give me that label. Hair blowing, blowing out on the trail. Give me that label. But this stuff, don't buy into it, guys. You can have the life that you want, the health that you want, the balance that you want, the friends that you want. Don't buy into this stuff, guys. It's a whole industry is built around making sure you feel subpar, debilitated. Don't buy in for that stuff. Get that relationship developed with the creator of all creation. Stride and glide. Check that baggage at the door. Come on outside. Enjoy your walks. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. And I'm here to help you do just that. We have more content coming at you. I'm going to walk a couple more miles. I feel good. I guess I invigorated myself today. So you guys, thanks so much. If you're enjoying my content, please subscribe, share the news of the channel with your friends, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.